It's another beautiful day for football in the fall here in Chula Vista, California, coming to you live from Devore Stadium. It's the National Southern Conference play versus the Southwestern Jaguars as they host the Palomar Comets in a great local action between two local teams. I'm Bo Fertig alongside my partner Scott Catlin here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Comets coming in 3-5 overall, 2-3 in conference play. Jaguars 1-7, still looking for that first conference win. But Scott taking records. Just sidestep that for a second. This is a lot of bragging rights on the line for here this game today.
Yeah, when you play San Diego County, it's like a whole new season. And the reason for that is you're trying to get a head start on the next season, but also for recruiting. So you want to win San Diego, and at the very least, you want to be competitive.
Is it as simply said as you win this game, you gain a couple more recruits?
Yeah, it could be. Well, at least in the past, especially for Southwestern, because facilities. So the irony is Palomar finally has a brand new stadium.
They can match that energy.
Now they can match that energy. So it's actually more important for Southwestern, in my opinion, to do well than Palomar, because Palomar has something new to offer.
It's a game for bragging rights. Palomar on the receiving end, going to bring it in at the 18, crosses the 30, and will be brought down at the 35, and Comets will get their first offensive possession. So I know you know players from both sides. You coach at Palomar, played at Southwestern, so you're winning no matter what here today.
Yeah, I know both programs very well. And speaking of that, KJ Chatham is getting the start.
Oh, love to see that. The local product out of Lincoln on the season has completed close to 60% of his passes, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Their usual starter, Andrew Tapley, and the run off the right side. Comets love to rely on that defense and the running game to kind of maintain that possession throughout.
Yeah, they're a power running a lot of zone inside, some traps. You get a lot of motion, but the motion's really just for show, and it's usually just a running play, or you might get an RPO.
They have the Thunder and Lightning. Chris Bosch is their starting running back. He provides the speed and a nice quick hit on the outside to Trenice Woods. Nice tandem between two local players for the first down for the Comets.
Yeah, one thing the Jaguars are going to have to do playing this offense is they're going to have to play tighter on the corners, because Dan Early has no problem just taking what's given, marching down the field, and controlling the ball.
Yeah, we saw that last game. Too many easy 5-yard passes. A nice hit at the 46, but that ball was brought in. Looks like by number 4, Tate Reed out of El Camino.
Right, so you've already seen this is what the Palomar offense does. Get some run, get some hitches, pull it out, throw the quick passing game, and then eventually you'll get deep shots. But you have to be sound against them. You have to play each play, not play the last play.
Chatham, the ball deflected at the line, unfortunately, into the hands of Tate Reed for the Jaguars. Reed, right spot, right time, his second completion in back-to-back possessions, or back-to-back plays.
Yeah, if the DB was playing the ball, he might have had an easy interception there.
The gain of 4 will bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Comets in the Southwestern territory. Chatham, clean pocket, hits his running back in the flats. That's Bosch. Twirls around inside the 34, and that'll be another Comet first down. Big 3rd down conversion right there for the Comets.
Yeah, really good protection from the O-line. Southwestern going to have to be a little more aggressive. I believe Coach Early, I saw something on film, because they typically like to run 2 backs. The fact that they're coming out in spread tells me that they think they have an advantage elsewhere.
Jaguars in their base 4-2-5, Fuel and Jeremiah Jones in the middle at linebacker.
It's going to be a run.
Perron in motion. Another quick hit to the outside. The pitch and catch to Jake Whitehead, who's 8th in the conference with 28 receptions on the season. Make that 29 after the gain of 7.
Yeah, that's more typical Palomar offense, motion to a wing, either run, zone, or a quick hitting pass.
The complete pass to Whitehead brings up a 2nd and 7, or 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard gain for Chatham. Bosch, the single back. He gets a handoff up the middle, crosses the 25, tries to bounce it outside, gets tripped up near the 20, but not before first down for the Comets. Comets keeping the chains moving here, not working behind the sticks, right? Just
this is what they do, and this is tailor-made right to their game plan. This is a great start for them.
Whitehead and Reed to the left of Chatham.
They're much better playing with the lead than they are from playing from behind, and Jaguars can't afford to fall behind to this team with a good defense.
The opening drive for the Comets. Chatham looks left. Ball's deflected in the air, and it's brought down, intercepted by the Jaguars. Great hands in the passing lanes, and the first turnover for the Jaguars here today.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed. Exactly what they needed.
Interception brought in by Joshua Ferreira. We know him as a ball hawk. I know you coached him through his career in high school.
Yeah, actually, yes. And but as a note before I forget, that's what KJ Chatham's going to have to learn making the transition to college is he was in the offense before who threw a lot of vertical routes. Now he's throwing a lot of shorter in-breaking routes. That was just an ill-advised throw. Man wasn't really open. Jaguars made a play.
Jefferson in motion. Xavier Cruz is going to get the start today here in the backfield, and he gets bottled up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I expect to see a lot of both Cruz and McGowan with Jaheim being out.
Underhill with the start. Once again on the season, has completed 45% of his passes, a couple touchdowns on the season. 3 rushing touchdowns, currently leads the team. Underhill to the far side of the field. Receiver falls to the ground and makes the grab. That's Josiah Jefferson, who leads the team with now 19 receptions on the season.
Yeah, this is a tough down against this defense. It's aggressive defense. Jaguars are going to have positive plays on first down so they're not up against the sticks.
Cruz remains in as the single back. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Jefferson in the slot. Underhill adjusts at the line. Looks right, pressure, and just doesn't have enough time. Palomar only brought 4. But brought the heat, and Underhill just didn't have the time to step into that pass partner.
Yeah, they have an athletic, aggressive front, and Coach Early, Joe Early. So Dan Early is the OC. Joe Early is the head coach in DC. They stunt. They have an active front 4, and they stun a lot, and they bring 1 extra person for extra pressure sometimes. If they don't get there, there are openings, but a lot of times, as you see, they get there. So Jaguars going to have to get the ball out quickly.
And the 3 and out after the turnover. Jaguars going to punt from their own 15. The high booming kick. Fair caught. Flag thrown behind the play. Fair catch brought in by Sky Donnell. He leads the team with 93 yards per game on the offense and through special teams. 10:19 on the clock. See what the Whitecap has to say. Most likely holding on the Comets.
No, it was yeah, holding the gunner. And that came out very quickly.
Comets will come out. Good field position. Their second offensive possession will start at their own 46. What do you like about Chatham in the backfield, product out of Lincoln?
I'm actually surprised they haven't. He's a dual threat quarterback, and that's kind of what Dan Early looks for. So at some point, I expect to see him to pull it. This is more traditional type of offensive set for the Jaguars.
Donald in motion, gets it on the rocket outside and gets to the edge, and the big first down for the Comets on the first down and 10.
So when you have a quarterback like Chatham in the backfield, you can't just drop back in pass coverage because he is a threat to run the ball.
We have official timeout. I think we have some issues with the sticks on the far side. Looks like they're going to say he ran out of bounds just short of the first down marker. Sky Donald leads the team with 15 yards per completion or per catch. He's definitely the speed on offense. When you talk about the backfield of the Comets as well, you have the speed of Bosch and the thumper of Christian Hall out of Cathedral Catholic.
Yeah, and you get a lot of motion, you get a lot of movement. Again, most of it is for show, but you have to adjust to it.
You're creating some type of misdirection and possible misstep.
Yeah, like they'll actually line up I'm sure they'll do it at some point in this game, actually line up the running back as the Z receiver and then motion them back into the backfield. So even just doing that, the defense at least has to think a little bit about what they're doing, especially when you play conventional defense.
Well, another thing about motion, too, is you're setting yourself up to see how the defense is setting up and possibly, giving up what they're running on the defensive end.
Right, so if you do it with the running back, the defense has to decide, okay, he's at the Z receiver. Am I going to line up a corner on him, or am I going to walk out a backer? And then once he motions back into the backfield, how are you going to adjust to that? So if you don't already have a plan of how to do that, or you don't run, like myself, an unconventional defense, then it's a little bit harder to adjust. And actually, it helped me spending a year at Palomar because I saw that offense every day in practice. So it kind of helped me expand my game and put some more tools in my toolbox of learning how to defend offenses who do that.
What would you say Coach Early does well on the offensive side as a coordinator?
Keep teams off balance, yeah, and sticking with what they do well. So if they find something that they're having success with, if you can't stop it, that's what you're going to see.
They keep going to the well.
Yeah, and then if you're overplaying the run, at some point they will take their shots, but they kind of set their shots up as opposed to a team that's just throwing vertical. Like some teams we've seen earlier in the season was like, you got a seam,
they were just letting it fly at some points in the game.
Yeah, there's
just letting it go.
Four in the route. You'll get a lot of two-man routes here. Very, very methodical and disciplined offense.
We have some issues on the sticks on the far side of the field. It looks like Ron Valenzuela getting his money's worth here today, bringing out new sticks. It was Sky Donald on the far side on the sweep.
Yeah, the box got stuck in the stick. Go figure.
Not even 5 minutes in. It was a 9-yard gain by Donald. It'll bring up a 2nd and 1 back into Jaguar territory. So back-to-back possessions to start the game for the Comets, and they are in Jaguar territory both times. There's Ron right there in the vest. Beautiful day here in the fall. I saw low 80s in my car. I don't know what it said in your vehicle, but
yeah, it's a beautiful day.
I mean, it really, and this is a part of the appeal, right? When you're reaching out to prospects and recruits.
Absolutely, especially if you're in a state that has real seasons and climate change is affecting you more.
All right, back with football action here. Trinice Woods in motion. Bosch the single back. He'll get the handoff, tries to get to the edge off the right side, has a lane, gets inside the 40, and is twirled out of bounds.
Yeah.
And a late flag thrown after the play. Tack on 15 for the Comets.
Yeah, it looked like he was already out of bounds, and he spun around and did a little extra. But even before that, if the Comets are getting that much that easily in the run game, it's going to be a problem for the Jaguars.
Yeah, because in essence, that was the same play they ran before, but with the running back.
Yeah,
to the strong side.
Yeah, so they do a lot of the same thing, but out of a different look to a different person.
Little window dressing.
Very, lot of plays in that playbook.
The single back Bosch out of Fallbrook. He's a 2,000-yard rusher in high school.
Yeah, good solid player.
Haran in motion. Settles in
There it
as
is.
the up back. Bosch again gets to the second level untouched.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter run play right there.
Nice open field tackle right there by Will Hollub.
Yeah, he might have went all the way if he didn't make that tackle.
Gain
but again,
of 6.
Yeah, again, 6 yards on
Chunk
first
plays.
down. It's a problem.
Keeps the playbook wide open, doesn't it? Tough
Yeah,
on
and it tires out a smaller defense, and it keeps the other team's offense on the sideline watching.
3 receivers to the far side of the field. Chatham loses the ball initially. He'll tuck and run. A lot of space in front, and is brought down inside the 10, and another first down for the Comets.
Yeah, so even with the miscue, as you brought up earlier, having a quarterback like Chatham able to pick up a miscue, a drop snap, and run for 7 yards and get a first down.
Yeah, it's definitely been one of the downfalls for the Jaguars this season, not applying a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Absolutely, and this is a big physical offensive line.
Bosch up the gut, plows forward, and is brought down at the 2. Will bring up second and goal for the Comets.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot
Little
of
rinse
that.
and repeat, huh?
Yeah, they're going to probably run the same play because they don't think they can stop it. There you go. Just back
Bosch.
the other way.
Off the left side.
That's a touchdown.
Falls forward and gets in for a Comet touchdown. Chris Bosch, the product out of Fallbrook, gets his 4th rushing touchdown on the season.
Yeah, they just sealed everybody inside, and strong safety was a little bit late. And good run, good vision by the running back.
So everything working right there for the Comets on that drive. Little pass, little run, little sweep.
Yeah, that's what they like to do.
That's their MO.
Yeah, and if they're allowed to do it. So right now, the Comets are imposing their will. It's Jaguars cannot have a 3-and-out here. You do not want to go down 2 scores to this team.
Yeah, even more so after their 2 tough road losses at Mason, at Riverside, obviously top 2 contenders when it comes to the National Southern Conference. But when you lose that badly and then get down early, it's just so tough to rally.
Yeah, and especially when you've been losing, you just get used to losing.
Yeah, that becomes a mentality, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, and there's a lot of freshmen on this team, but it becomes it grows within the team that here we go again. So, I'm on that note, I'm really curious because Jaguars have been struggling on offense, but in previous games they haven't been attempting to run back the kickoffs. So in my opinion, when you're struggling on offense, the kicking game, the return game that is a very good opportunity to jumpstart your offense and your team. So
create some type of momentum. It's a third of the game, partner.
Yeah,
you and I are on that same note.
I don't like conceding 1/3 of the game. So let's see if they run a return here.
Middle of the field, inside the 5, and the fans are tripping a little bit.
Yeah, well, I can't say I disagree with them because
They got great athletes too on the
They
field
have-
right now.
So the way I look at kickoff return especially, you're already in the open field when you get the ball.
They're having a difficult time on offense to provide that.
Right. So why concede starting your drive at the 25? We'll at least give you the opportunity to maybe get to the 35, get to the 40, maybe take it to the house. So
As an athlete, if I'm deciding to go to a program as well and I see
if I'm a returner, why am I going to go to a team? If I'm a dual threat athlete, there you
Underhill,
go. That's where they
Yoakley
can
on the
get it.
outside. We were waiting for that all season.
Yeah, they need to do that early and often.
The RPO 19-yard gain. And Yoakley just using his size, right? Just getting inside that corner. That's a beautiful ball
Yeah, so
by
the corner
Underhill.
played a bell technique.
outside.
Yeah, outside leverage. Yokley just sealed him, went to the quick slant, and
Nice grab by Yokley over the middle. Might have been the best RPO pitch and catch we've seen all day or all season.
That should be a big part of their offense.
Underhill rolls right.
Throw it. He's wide open.
Has a receiver wide open.
He missed it.
And overthrows his intended receiver.
Yeah. So when a guy's wide open like that, you just stop and put it on him.
Eric Brown.
But going back to your point, junior college is to get to the next level. You got guys who can play at the next level as a return man. So if I'm a returner, which I was, like, I'm not going there. You're not letting me return kicks. You know, like, I can't lead the country in kickoff return average if I don't return any. You know, so I totally disagree with that approach.
Josiah Jefferson in motion. He'll be the lead block off the left side. Broken tackle. A Mount Miguel product right there. Breaking that first tackle and getting some positive yards. That's McGowan.
Yeah, that's a good run, but I would like to see Davion. I'm calling him Davion because I used to coach him. Put his foot down and practice going downhill, getting up the field. So it worked on that play, but
I think he had to stretch that to get to the outside of that defender, though.
Yeah, but I think their mindset is they're going to do that regardless.
Yeah. Well, he's a smaller back, too, so, you know, he's usually outside the tackles anyways.
Yeah, which is why if we're going to do that, just why don't we run toss or get him in motion so to give him the angle to do that.
Three receivers to the far side of the field. Underhill looks that way. Josiah Jefferson on the drag. Gets inside Comet territory and a Jaguar first down.
All right, so we've already seen a much better game plan offensively for the Jaguars, getting multiple people involved, spreading the ball around, making the defense cover the whole field.
Underhill just looks a little bit more decisive as well. I would hope 8 games in that you would be at that point for a quarterback.
But I also think these are design play calls, and they're telling them where to go with it.
Like scripted before the game even starts?
Yeah, or when we run this, you're going to do this. This is who you're going to look for initially.
Eric Brown in motion. McGowan up the gut. Runs into that big front 4.
Yeah, they're good up front. Very active.
McGowan does pick up a yard. Bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, so conversely, Jaguars are getting 1-2 yards first down run. Palomar's getting 6-7 yards first down run. So if this trend continues, the Jaguars are going to have to use the passing game as their extension of the running game.
Jefferson, the wing back, right side. I mean, even just
right here, you're gonna get straight zero. You can take a shot with Yokley.
Man-to-man on the outside, hit the slant, and they read that at the line.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Coach Joe Early's defense is it's good and it works when it works. But if you have some guys, if you can get a mismatch, you know where to attack because they show what they're doing. At least when they're in zero coverage, that is.
Tyler Becker on the reception. Gain of 7 brings up a 3rd and 2.
In a game like this, a big play here, a big play there can really switch things.
Yokley one-on-one with Dixon at the bottom of your screen. Eric Brown open in the flats, thrown a little bit behind him, but that's a pass you have to bring in, partner.
Yeah, you're a college player. You got to catch that. Not a great throw, but that's a first down. Now you're 4th and short. And they absolutely 100% need to be going for this.
As a receiver, whenever you're flowing one way and have to open your hips, it takes more concentration than what you would think, too.
Yeah, what I would also do is I would just stop and turn my body back the other way.
And he knows the first down marker's just on the other side. Just got to bring it in and fall forward.
Yeah, I'm a little hypercritical because I would be like, I'd have caught it. I'd have caught it right now.
You do a lot of things a lot of people can't. 4th and 2. Underhill goes deep. One-on-one to Brown.
They're going to let it go. Yeah, that's just a little bit of hand fighting.
On a 4th and 2, that's it was there, but it's just a low percentage pass.
Right. That's maybe the second or third down play.
Right.
In my opinion. And you have a mobile quarterback, so I would have liked to got him on the edge. It was 4th and short. Maybe he could have just dove for it.
Yeah, the incomplete pass didn't help. But Underhill, I mean, that was kind of one downfall heading into this game too. We haven't seen Underhill extend plays with his legs and try to extend the field.
Right, but at least they had success on that drive, and now they have the blueprint of how to attack this defense.
Spread formation to the left, to the right. Chatham, far side of the field. Pitch and catch. Yeah, picks up 5.
So again, that's what I talked about. If they're going to give them that, they're just going to take it.
Jashawn Williams on the grab. Another product out of Lincoln. Trenice Woods, Williams, and Chatham. Jaguars have some Lincoln players as well.
Yes.
Including Chris Fuel, who's starting linebacker. He's not in at the moment. Bosch up the gut. Stood up by Jeremiah Jones near the first down marker.
He gave him a really good spot.
I think they're coming back. They're going to mark him half yard short. Comets get right up to the line. Bosch on the handoff. To the right, gets upfield. Needed a half and picked up 2.5 for another Comets first down.
Yeah, I like him. He has good vision.
Yeah, how he bounced that. Didn't see it was anything to the outside and knew where the marker was.
Yeah, and then he finds his crease and he gets what he can. That's what you like to see out of a running back. You can tell he's had a lot. He's carried that ball a lot.
And it wasn't run. It was that hop step to keep that alive too, because he could have still bounced it or brought it upfield.
Exactly.
Bosch in motion. Single back to the left of Chatham. Chatham handoff to Bosch. Has a nice lane. Gets in the Jaguar territory. A gain of 8. And this is now 3 offensive possessions for the Comets. And all 3, they've crossed midfield.
Yeah, that bend back to the weak side is there all night, all day for them so far.
Tate Reed checks back in. They're going to go empty set here on 2nd and 2. Quincy Huron out of Helix. Tate Reed.
That's trouble.
And Reed picks up enough for a first down. Nice lead blocking by the receivers on the outside.
Yeah, and they motioned the quads on that play, and the Jaguars really didn't adjust, so they had on a hat on the outside, and running back, the receiver made a good play, good first down.
Reed leads the game with 3 receptions.
Good open field tackle, by the way, because that could have been really dangerous.
Christian Hall checks in for the first time. He was coming onto the field that last play, but they decided to go empty set. Hall gets his first touch of the game. Spins forward.
Yeah, and they will, to try to wear you down, they will run multiple running backs and just run right at you. Just kind of run behind that big old line.
Yeah, keep possession and allow the defense to win you a ball game. That seems like the Comets' plan of attack.
Yeah, that's how they actually. So they do have. I'll wait till the play's over.
Hall, after a gain of 4, play fake to him.
Oh,
pass to the outside. Shakes that first tackle. Once again, another pitch and catch. This time to Jashawn Williams, his second reception.
Yeah, they're picking on that corner. That easily could have been an interception going the other direction for a touchdown.
Christian Hall remains in the game. Ball lies at the Jaguar 21, 137 and counting here in the first quarter. Chatham looks over the middle, has a receiver inside the 5 and goes through the hands.
Yeah, so they've been setting that up. Knew that was coming eventually.
Sky Donald couldn't bring it in.
So the point I was going to make is the Jaguars do have a losing record and on a losing streak, but they do have 2 quality wins. They beat El Camino, and they beat Saddleback, which are 2 good teams.
Palomar, yeah.
Yeah, Palomar, that is. They have 2 quality wins, and it was mainly behind playing really good defense and controlling the ball. So when they're able to do that, they're when you play good defense, you can be in most
You're going to give
games.
yourself a chance to
Yeah,
win.
especially at the college level. So the El Camino game, for example, they got completely dominated in the time of possession in the yards, but they played bend but don't break. They stopped them from getting in the end zone. El Camino missed a field goal here, and then the Jaguars basically had one play. It was like an 80-yard touchdown, and that was their offense. And they scored on. They got a defensive pick six, and they ended up winning the game in a close one because they played really good defense.
It's either Haleb. I couldn't tell if it was 2 or 5, either Haleb or Joshua Ferreira.
Yeah, we love those jerseys, but
Yeah.
it's hard to read the numbers.
Coaches love it just as much as we do, but the players sure do love it. Chris Bosch, single back, Chatham, pressure off the edge, and Chatham goes down.
Yeah, I need to see more of that. Oh, he's okay.
A little excitement from the Jaguars defense.
Yeah, so as Chatham gets a little more experience, he'll probably feel that pressure. Sense it a little bit earlier.
Well, Romajan Brown, you mentioned him on the outside. Yeah. They brought him off the edge. And the first sack for the Jaguars brings up a 3rd and 20 for the Comets.
Yeah, I don't think the defense was lined up right, and the slot receiver, the third receiver, if he ran a seam, he was going to be wide open. So timely defensive play, but Jaguars really need to get off the field and hold them to a field goal attempt here. Got 3rd and a long way to go.
Trying to look up the kicker's longest field goal made on this season. For Jonathan Myers, looks like as long as 47. So he's about within that range. Or no, he actually.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, he need about 5 or 6. Actually, no, they're about that range. 47, 6, 7 yards out. Need a couple.
Yeah, to feel comfortable about doing it, you need a few. Dan Early typically runs, in this situation, he typically runs draw or screen.
Chatham looks near side.
Okay, that's a good gain for the kicker. A little too loose by the corners.
I mean, that's just a typical
Pitch
cover 4, keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, but 12 yards is way too much.
Just Sean Williams on the grab.
Depending on how knowing the earlies, the way the defense plays, and the way the Jaguars' offense is struggling, they might contemplate actually going for it just to try to get them out. But we'll see if Coach Joe Early overrules and says kick the ball.
Well, it helped after that 12-yard gain. Comets going to have some time to think about it. That's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I think the prudent thing to do is kick the ball, take a 2-score lead. But we'll see.
Looks like the field goal kicker
he's going to come on.
Is warming up. It was 3rd and 20.
Yeah,
the reception by Williams, the 12-yard gain. The ball is going to be at the 19, so it's going to be about a 36, 37-yard kick.
Yeah, on the hash mark.
Myers, 4 field goals made on the season. Nathaniel Benavides is going to be the holder for the Comets. This was the 3rd offensive possession for the Comets. First resulted in an interception. The second one resulted in a touchdown, a rushing touchdown by Chris Bosch. And the play to start the second quarter. Myers from 36.
No good.
Wide right.
Oh, they roughed the kicker, though.
But the flag in the backfield.
Oh, disaster. You're going to get another opportunity. And now being this short, the way they're running the ball, they may contemplate just running right at them.
So it wasn't a personal foul. It was just running into the kicker. So they're going to give them 5, which is going to bring up a 4th and 3.
Which is going to bring, like I said, is going to bring the offense back out.
The offense comes back onto the field. Defense can still make a stand. Chatham, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, running back in motion. That was actually Donald in motion. The receiver. Referee's going to call this play dead.
And that's going to enrage
Yeah, because I
comment,
think
because now they show what their play was. Big play here early in the game.
Donald in motion. Chatham over the middle. And the incomplete pass.
Oh, you get a late
late flag.
That was way late. Probably the right call, but it was super late. He did reach out and grab him, but you got caught at the same day, sir.
Yeah, that was, I mean, we had a good angle on it. It looked like there was some separation between the receiver and corner.
Yeah, he might have, he reached out, he got a little handsy, but that wasn't much different than the play on the previous possession for the Jaguars. So, and it was just, for me as a defensive coach and player, the flag was way too late.
Back-to-back penalties against the Jaguars will set up the Comets at their own, or at the Jaguars 5 for 1st and goal.
Yeah, and the flag being that late made me think the official wasn't sure about what he saw.
Right. A little indecisive. Bosch up the middle and walks in for a Comet touchdown.
It's the bread and butter play right there.
Bosch, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the game. Give him 5 on the season. And the Comets up early, 13-0.
Yeah, real twist of fate there. Missed field goal, all the momentum to now down two touchdowns. Jaguars need to really need to respond here. Again, I'm stating the obvious.
Yeah, but, we've been doing this for a couple seasons now, and that seems like it happens way too often for the Jaguars.
Yeah, well,
it's like once they have some juice and something to work with, they just, for whatever reason, just shoot themselves in the foot, or a call doesn't go their way.
And then it snowballs.
Yeah.
So now you got a player melting down. This is what I mean. Got to control your emotions.
Yeah, whether you're up 14 or down 14.
Yeah, and in my opinion, football more in all sports, well, every aspect of life in all sports, but especially in football, a game that is physical and you have to have some level of emotion. If you don't control your emotions, it's counterproductive and it hurts you and it hurts your team because it's the ultimate team game.
Beaufort and Scott Catlin on the call, coming to you live from Devore Stadium. Beautiful day for football here in Chula Vista, California.
The whole, it never happened.
Something happened. We don't know what happened.
That's the all offsetting stuff.
Well, I'd rather see that than the first player throw the punch and the second player get kicked out because they didn't see the first player.
Man, I've
How many times have you
been
seen
there,
that?
done that.
Yeah.
The schools I've coached at, yeah, we'll always get that second guy.
Yoakley and Gray back to return. You know,
Are they back to return or are they back to fair catch?
You know, one way to get the momentum back,
Run back to kickoff.
or at least a nice return.
Oh, Lordy. Those two good return men back there.
That was McGowan.
Yep.
On the fair catch.
Catching the ball on the 10. So if you get a 20-yard return, you're on the 30, but you're conceding starting the drive on the 25, which, again, I 100% disagree with that approach. And I'm not going to say it again the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, there's
I'm sure there's
no good other than you're going to keep the ball. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, but you got your best players, the ball in their hands, the guys you're trying to get the ball to.
Play fake. RPO to the far side of the field. Nice pitch and catch from Underhill to Judge. Tyler Becker, his second grab of the day. Becker hasn't seen a lot of playing time here this season, so it's nice to see him get a couple grabs in the first half. Start of the second quarter. Less than a minute in. McGowan will stay in as a single back, 3 receivers to the far side of the field for Underhill. Underhill looks over the middle. He'll step up in the pocket.
Oh, there you
has
go.
Yoakley at the 40.
There you go. See, that's good quarterback play there. Keep your eyes down the field, move in the pocket, find your big physical receiver, get him the ball.
18-yard gain to Yoakley. So we've seen a 19-yard gain to Yoakley and an 18-yard gain. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, so as you pointed out, Palomar has good physical, active front four. But there are holes on the back end if the protection holds up. So you're going to have to get the quarterback on the move or get the ball out quickly.
Comets bring 4. Pressure up the middle. Yoakley again inside the 45. Will cut across field. Trips up at the 40.
Lost his footing.
But a gain of 13. Back-to-back first downs for the Jaguars. Jaguars
doing what we've been calling for all season. Get that ball out there to those players so they can – you get the ball in your playmakers' hands.
Palomar in their 3-3-5 defense. Play fake.
Yeah.
Becker, his third reception on the day.
So there you go.
Gain of 7.
First down, 7-yard gain. It doesn't have to be an inside run if you're having trouble inside run. Use the passing game as your running game. Then, conversely, that can open up your running game some.
Yeah, because they have to respect the pass now that you've shown you can do it.
Yeah, and you get those D linemen trying to sprint out. You know, now they're thinking about running out and making a tackle, and then they get a little bit winded, especially on a bright sunny day.
Comets now bring 6. McGowan gets to the edge inside the 30. Late hit. The flag is thrown.
Yeah, he was way out of bounds.
Oh, and we have a punch thrown as well. That player will be ejected.
Yeah, he's out of there.
That was, I think, Jaden Latua. Jaden Latua, third in the conference in tackles. The product out of Mission Hills.
Yeah, and you should know better. I'm surprised that a Mission Hill product.
Yeah. Coached so well.
Doesn't have discipline.
Latua, usually very calm demeanored as well. I remember him in high school. I was actually surprised to see him at the junior college level.
Yeah, he's a really, really good player. I actually saw him in high school and wanted, if I was in college, I was going to go after him. But maybe there's a reason
for that. Yeah,
that he's in junior college.
Because he also has a few touches as well. He's averaging. I mean, he had a big 60-yard game, but he's averaging 10 yards a pop on the ground.
No, he's a really good football player. But as we talked about, controlling your emotions.
Yeah. The emotions are a little higher because you are playing against a local team. Is that safe to say?
Well, yes and no. So it depends. Are you maybe more focused?
Let's go, O-line.
Waiting to see what the call is. First down was picked up by McGowan. This was after the first down was picked up. Wow, they didn't eject anyone.
He's lucky he didn't get kicked out.
Yeah, that was, I mean, we saw the swing in front of the official. That's usually an automatic.
Yep.
2 personal fouls.
They have to score a touchdown here. Just from a cycle, you got the momentum. Officials might actually be a little bit subconsciously on your side at this moment because of what's transpiring. Palomar losing their cool. Got to punch it in here.
The 2 unsportsmanlike conducts brings the ball inside the 7. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Jaguars. McGowan remains in as the single back. Josiah Jefferson in the slot. Looks like man-to-man across the board. Play fake. Underhill. Pump fakes. He's going to fall forward inside the 5 at the 4 to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that looked a little out of sync from the snap.
Yeah, you don't want to see a quarterback roll left, throw against his body under pressure.
Yeah, he had to reach up to grab the snap. Then if he was going to hand it off, the timing was off there, and just that play was just.
You know what I would love to
discombobulated.
see just once? Just give me a fade. Give me a fade to Yoakley.
Well, you have a wide field here to the right, but is Yoakley okay? And that's where Yoakley's going.
He is going up against their best corner, Isaiah Dixon, out of El Camino.
True, but he has a big size advantage.
Here's a fade near side. Becker.
Back shoulder, that's a touchdown. Oh, I don't know. It looked like he got his right foot
All
down.
you need is one. They say he got none.
I'm curious on that one. It looked like he got.
We're going to give it to you in slow-mo.
Yeah, which foot came down first?
It's in the shade, too. It's tough to see.
I don't know, man.
Nice ball.
Good throw.
Great play on the ball, too, by Becker. Good defense as well.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not a lot of red zone trips for the Jaguars. They really
James
need to score
Coddington.
here. Roll out. No.
Ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 4. They're going to take 3.
Well, I get it. The coach wants to get points on the board, but my opinion, for an offense who struggles to score,
You got to give him some type of juice.
When you're in the red zone, and especially inside the 10, I think you gotta try to score here. You're not gonna win this game with field goals.
Cuevas Ibarra on the kick. Up and good. Jaguars on the board with 11:21 remaining in the first half. Still down 2 scores.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, in my opinion, you're still down 2 touchdowns. So that's why me personally, I would have said, hey, go for it. And then defensively, we're going to try to keep them down there. Even if we don't get it,
Right, the backs
we're
are
going to
against.
try to keep them down there and keep this drive alive for the offense. So
If they go 3 and out, they'll get good field position.
yeah, so then we
on
can
the way back.
extend the drive. So you're kind of thinking a series ahead, if that makes sense.
Yep, it does.
Now, if you're on the 20, 25, that's a different story. to me.
Right. Yeah, inside the 5, it's usually anything 3 yards or less. It's usually a go, green arrow. But
Yeah,
they were just on the outside of that, at 4 yards out.
true.
Nonetheless, they got points. Now they will turn it back over to the Comets offense. Brought in at the 20.
And good coverage.
And good coverage by the Southwestern special teams.
There's 8 again. He might be done. He got his second. So he just got another one. Yeah, that's his second personal foul.
Zaylen Reynolds on that initial tackle for the Jaguars. He was their captain here today. We didn't catch the number.
8.
Oh, he did say say 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the NFL right now, is it two and you're done?
I believe they made a distinction between unnecessary roughness, personal fouls,
unsportsmanlike.
and unsportsmanlike. Yeah, there's like a distinction. One, because they'll actually make the statement, this is the player's first.
Right.
So I'm not sure what the college rule is.
Backs up the Comets at their own 12. Bosch up the middle, has a nice lane, gets to the second level untouched, past the first down marker.
But we might find out, because being that he already has 2 in the first half, it's about 50-50. He might get a third one if he isn't going to control his emotions. So we may find out.
Bosch on the 15-yard run. His biggest gain. Under 11 minutes remaining. Bosch again off the right side. Gets to the edge, gives the defender a stiff arm.
Just got to run through his tackle.
Another nice gain of 6.
Yeah, the missed tackle gave him an extra 3-4 yards.
Fuel and Jeremiah Jones, the 2 linebackers. Pressure off the edge. Chatham steps up in the pocket under pressure, and he'll go down for the sack.
So there you go. They were looking for that shot play.
So we've seen the Jaguars bring pressure off the edge from their secondary, and they were good on both tries.
Yeah, if you can't get it with your front 4, you
got to bring somebody.
You got to bring somebody, or at least start doing some stunning. But again, that's why I like an odd defense, because I can always bring 4. You never know who the 4th guy is.
The sack brings up a 3rd and 7. Jaguars bring 4. Chatham looks left.
Okay, good
and
stop
the pass falls incomplete. No flags on the field. 3rd down.
Okay,
brings up a 4th. And the punt team comes on for the Comets.
Okay, so for the last 6 minutes or so, the Jaguars have had all the momentum. Let's see if they capitalize on it.
And it started with the unsportsmanlike conducts on the Comets side.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of snowballs when people start making mistakes. Okay, so before he even kicks it,
Savion Yokley.
Oh, that's a block! Great block. What's the flag?
They might say he used the defender as leverage. Maybe. The scoop and score for the Jaguars at the moment.
I would be really upset, because in my opinion, he jumped to block it and the defender flipped him. I mean, the offensive player flipped him.
Right.
So I don't know what this. Let's see. No, he just jumped.
Oh, please don't call that.
That's not a penalty. That's terrible. That's just like I said. He jumped to block it and got flipped. No, that's
maybe on a field goal attempt, but punting,
that's
never seen it. Yeah, and the coach is going to draw a flag after that as well.
So as you can clearly see on replay, the defender jumped and got flipped over, and I think he blocked the ball with his foot. Let's see again. So look, he jumps. Yeah, the ball's blocked. So
one of the worst calls. I don't get it.
The ball was blocked.
So you'll see that on a field goal kick where they can't use a defender because the defender is down with his hands in the ground.
Yeah, but that means you actually use the person
Right.
to catapult
So use
yourself
leverage.
over. Just jumping, that's utterly ridiculous. So, and now they have the ball because of the 2 penalties
In the Jaguars territory.
on Jaguars territory when it was about to be 14-10. That could be a game-altering play call.
No doubt about it.
Miscue by the White
No
Hat.
doubt about it. Defense needs to respond again. Comets offense back onto the field at the Jaguars 40. Bosch up the gut, has a lane, cuts to the outside, inside the 20, picks up a block downfield, and is brought down at the 10 after a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, and just like that.
I mean, what else can that blocker do with 3 guys in front of him? A great athletic play.
Yeah, you got penalized for making a great play.
I would love either you or I go down and get a confirmation on that. I've never seen that. Bosch up the middle, plows forward, gets inside the 5. I mean, we're both
literally-
football guys. You've been around a lot longer than I have, and you know the game pretty darn well.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. I had a kid who had a problem of getting too close to the kicker. He's a big guy, but he wanted to block it. So I would tell him, run to you get to the blockers and either jump up or knock them back into the blockers. And that, see, he looked like he got in. The official's having a bad day. So, and I would say the worst that can happen is they block you, but now they blocked you into the kicker,
Right.
which is not a penalty. So I'm completely confused by that whole scenario.
Bosch
Yeah, they're not going to be able to
skips
stop
in
him.
for his 3rd touchdown of the game. I mean, you talk about possibly the biggest play of the season for the Jaguars taken away.
Yeah, somebody more knowledgeable or smarter than me, even in the comments, can somebody please explain to me what I just saw or how I saw that inaccurately? Because I'm completely miffed by that. So instead of one score, 14-10 game, Palomar has a 3-score lead.
And we were just talking about all the momentum, too, on the Jaguars side. I know someone is watching and listening out there that has Scott's number.
Yeah, seriously. Like, Bert Grossman, are you watching? Bert Grossman. Calling Bert Grossman.
I know there's a few other coaches out there that are watching this game with 2 local teams.
Solo!
21-3, 8:07 remaining in the first half.
Okay, now I'm going to get a personal foul. If this kick, never mind. Never mind.
Got to get the momentum back. Jaguars going to need a big play to get that momentum back, down 18. We talk about special teams, too, providing that spark.
Yep. Not so special.
They did on the punt return.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Last time. I've never seen that at any level.
No, not it's not like you get the ball at the 40.
Yeah, so we are getting some, just looking at the comments, we are getting some clean block. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. 8:07 remaining in the first half. How are you going to respond is the question. Jaguars back onto the field with the ball at their own 25. Man-to-man across the board. Play fake. One-on-one.
There's a flag. Oh, at least
Yeah. Becker, the intended receiver, goes down.
So you got PI and roughing the passer.
Flag in the backfield and in the secondary as well. Becker, like he came down awkwardly, trying to hold
Yes.
himself up.
Probably a shoulder or collarbone, unfortunately. And especially the way he's rolling around. I'm going to go with 3 possible injuries. Elbow, shoulder, or collarbone.
White cap.
And all of them hurt. He's coming off holding his wrists. So maybe embracing.
Yeah, when he's falling down to the ground. And he had Isaiah Dixon on his back as well, so he was trying to hold himself up and the body weight of Dixon.
And he has a little bit of limp in his gait. So.
Becker has had a solid first half up to this point. Yeah, that last defensive play by the Comets, they casino blitz and man-to-man on the outside. I think they're going to play it more conservative this time around after giving up that first down. Ball lies at the 40 after the personal foul. McGowan off the right side runs into that front four.
You would think that. However, the way Joe Early calls defense, the safeties are too tight inside the hash marks to help on the X receiver, especially on the wide side of the field. So that the corner here is still pretty much on an island.
The 2 defensive ends, Hicks and Sassone.
So see by alignment,
not allowing anything to get to the edge. To the outside. They're doing a good job. There's Sassone again.
Yeah, and the way
playing back.
So the way they play it, it allows the safeties to be more active in run support, but it makes your corners have to cover. What I say is I call it cover, to where you don't really have a lot of help unless it's late help, and only to the inside.
Because the 2 strong edges.
Yeah, and if the trips receiver here goes vertical.
Motion, free play.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we've seen the 2 formations. They're 3-3-5 in the offsides.
Yeah, and in the way the best approach to attacking a Joe Early coach defense is if you're running trips, run a crosser over the middle, and or throw the ball to the single cut side receiver. And also you need to send somebody on one of the trips. You need to send one guy vertical, which holds the safety.
Well, it clears out that whole space. That works on just about every defense. We saw that Jamar Chase on Thursday night.
Yeah, he's special.
Even Justin Jefferson. I mean, those Comets bring the pressure. Underhill gets to the outside, throws behind Jefferson, and he can't bring it in. Good defensive play.
Yeah, they must be going for it because otherwise that wouldn't be your third down call.
Davion Green breaks up the play out of Granite Hills, the defensive back.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Oh, no. God.
So I'm surprised. I thought they were going to playing for both downs because of the play calling there. So also, so the next time they do that, I would suggest a half roll and then throwing to a backside post to the backside
I don't even know
receiver.
if the roll was set up, but the pressure up the middle, Underhill had to get out of the pocket.
Well, but yeah, he's a right-handed quarterback and you have him moving to the left.
Right. Nice high booming kick. It's going to bounce at the 25, roll inside the 20, and Comets will get the ball back with 6:27 remaining in the first half. One play this early in the game doesn't normally dictate the outcome, but
it makes a bigger
impact.
Has
made a huge difference in this first half.
Yeah, and especially when teams have been struggling,
They're just looking for that.
Yeah, and they don't score a lot of points. So sometimes you go in, like at least myself, I go into a game and I go, okay, I need an offense to score this many points because we're probably going to give up about this amount of points. So you kind of know what your ceilings are.
The defense does have one turnover. Bosch off the left side. He's been picking up 5 or 6 every touch, plus that. And picks up another 6 to bring up a second.
And it's a little different. Like, if the Jaguars had a high-powered offense that, scored 40 points a game, and they're just like, okay, we're struggling in the first half, we're going to get it going, we're still going to get to our 30-plus, then that'd be different. But when you've been struggling to get points, this is when it's a problem.
Comets right back up to line. Bosch this time off the right side. Needed 4, picked up 3.5 to bring up a 3rd and short. First down marker at the 29. Bosch, 3rd run in a row, has a hole, gets to the 35, and a Comets first down.
Yeah, they're just gashing them between the tackles.
Another 6-yard gain from Bosch. He had 3 rushing touchdowns heading into this game. He has all 3 touchdowns for the Comets here in this first half.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, if you can't stop the inside run against a Dan Early offense, he's going to keep hitting you with it, and then they're going to do it in play action and throw a deep ball.
Bosch has space off the right side. This is Christian Hall, actually. His 3rd run of the game and biggest. Picks up 11 and keeps the sticks moving for the Comets. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, it's way too much.
Hall's showing some nice agility. He's more of that thumper. Let's just put his head down and put it right through your chest. But
yeah, but when the edge doesn't get set, it's just like an off-tackle play. He's still running downhill, essentially.
Huron in motion.
There it is.
Hall tries to bounce to the left, sticks his foot, gets upfield for a short gain. Good job by the Jaguars defense setting the edge on the outside.
Yeah, he actually would have been better off just staying inside and getting what he can on that play. But good job by the defense.
So Quincy Huron, who's in the slot near side, they utilize him a lot like Josiah Jefferson, 6'4", 205, 210.
There it is.
Both receivers at the high school level.
And this is what
Chatham
KJ
has a
can
lot
do.
of space, gets in the Jaguar territory, tucks and run, and picks up a gain of 7 to bring up a 3rd and 3.
See, he showed good poise there, good decision making, kept his eyes down the field, and then took what was there.
He had a clean pocket to work with too,
Yeah.
which was also helpful. Bosch checks back in at the single back. Third and short. Bosch up the middle. Plows forward, keeps his feet moving. Needed 3, picked up 4. Keeps the clock rolling. 3:15 and counting here in the first half.
Yeah, they're controlling the line of scrimmage for sure. And you can see hands on hips. Jaguars are limping
The defense,
to
as they
halftime.
have all season, has been on the field a lot here in this first half.
Too small to play this much.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. And Chatham draws the defense offsides.
Yeah, and that typically happens when you get a little. If you get a little winded, you lose a little focus. Let's see if somebody moved though. Nope. Can't give up a score here. It'd be disaster.
Yeah, and the way the Comets are moving this ball, either a big penalty is going to slow them down, or
Great
a
time
turnover.
for a turnover.
Defense, get out that block! Get out that block!
Bosch to single back 3 receivers to the far side of the field. He's twirled down inside the 35 on first down.
It'll be
Bring
second
up a
and
second
short.
and short. 2:35 and counting in the first half. Second and short. Playbook is wide open for the Comets with the ball at the Jaguars 35. Huron in motion. Bosch will follow behind him as the lead back, or as the lead block. Needed 2, picked up 2. And Coach Early is going to call a timeout to stop the clock at 2:05 here in the first half.
Yeah, they're just trying to set the plan, and knowing them, having coached with them, they're trying to use the rest of the half up and score.
Both teams have one more game after this. 2 local games. Palomar will get Mesa, and the Jaguars will take on Grossmont.
Should be an interesting matchup. Both teams struggling.
When it comes to Southwestern and Grossmont?
Yeah, and it's actually good that the two teams that are the closest are very in close proximity, play each other at the end. So at least you can tell your guys on, hey, if you want your buddies to come here over going there, you might want to play well in this game. 2 programs who are pretty much starting from scratch. That being Grossmont and Southwestern.
Yeah, when you talk about coaching staffs, Palomar, the Earlies have been around for close to a couple decades, and
Yep.
Mesa has had their coaching staff for a solid 8 years.
Yeah, Joe Early actually took over for Tom Kraft when Tom Kraft left Palomar to go to San Diego State many, many years ago, and he's been there since.
First and 10 at the Jaguars 33. Bosch remains in as a single back next to Chatham, who's had a nice game. Huron in motion. Bosch right behind that. Gets to
trouble.
the edge inside the 25.
Yeah,
Holding. Freed him up.
Yeah.
Looks like that penalty will be on Woods, a receiver on the outside.
Yeah, he definitely got his money's worth on that one.
Holding will bring it back 7 yards. Bring up a first and 17. Jaguars bring 4. Chatham gets to the outside.
Oh, that was a dangerous
miscommunication
throw.
from him and Sky Donnell.
Yeah, he should have threw the corner route. That was almost the play the Jaguars needed. That was almost a pick 6.
That's one where you like to see Chatham rolling to his left against the grain. We'd just like to see him set his feet right there.
Yeah, you got to get your shoulders turned, set your feet, so you have better accuracy and velocity on the throw. But that'll come.
Second and long, Chatham. Ball deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, another 3rd and long here. Let's see how they...
Arath Leva. We talked about a lot of Lincoln players. Leva, the middle linebacker. Incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd and 17, 1:43 remaining.
Maybe get stop and go here. Draw or stop and go. There he goes. So that's typical.
Up by 18. Field position on their side.
Curious how they're going to play this, though, here.
I'm talking about the Jaguars, see if they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
2 timeouts left.
It's going to punt, huh?
We have a player down on the field. Yeah, conservative play call right there, up 18.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm just curious.
You thinking maybe they go 4th and 12?
I think it looks like they're just brought on the punt team, though, so that's why.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they went for it right here. All the momentum on their side. They can punt and pin them.
Yeah, which is
Peyton Spratt comes walking off the field.
That's why I'm a little perplexed, because with the lead they have and the way the defense is playing,
Nothing to lose.
I'm surprised that the play call was as conservative as it was. So now they've decided to just try to punt and pin them back and go into the half with a 3-score lead.
Good job by the Jaguars defense. Stopping the Comets. End over end kick. We'll check at the 15, get a nice Comet roll. And that worked about as well as it could for Coach early in the gang, 106. And the Comets have 3 timeouts too, so it's not like the Jaguars can just run the clock out. You know, earlies are going to call timeouts.
Yeah, well, we'll know after first down how they're going to play it.
Right. I mean, if they do pick up a nice gain on first down, I think timeouts go out the window.
But if they stop them, they'll probably time out, and then they'll try to block it.
Nice to see Tyler Becker back onto the field after coming off last possession.
So they look like they're lining up to take a knee. Oh. Interesting.
You could see Coach early on the far side put his hands up like, are we going to call a timeout right here? It doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, I think they're content to go to half with the 3-score lead.
Yeah, the only downfall with maybe going in shotgun formation right there is a holding call inside the end zone.
Yeah, or bad snap or something.
Yeah. I think
you're going to take a knee, but now if he does, he could switch up on him and call timeouts now. Okay, so they're going to take it to half.
And that will end first half action here at Devore Stadium. Jaguars with a few miscues and unfortunate calls going against Palomar 21, Southwestern 3. What do you got for us, partner, heading into the half?
Well, I mean, it's a tall order, but it's still doable. However, Palomar's controlling the line of scrimmage. They've imposed their will thus far. So the Jaguars have to get a big play somewhere, and I'm not even going to say it, but if the Palomar does score again, it's really going to need. Then you're going to need 2 big plays. So we'll see how we'll know how the rest of the game is going to go within the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Jaguars get the ball to start the second half. We'll catch you then here on the Cali Photo Sports Network.
And they'll be getting the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yes. Yo, please! Yo, please! Go, Jaguars!
Back with you, second half action here at Devore Stadium. Palomar 21, Southwestern 3 here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Bo Furtick, Scott Catlin on the call. Let's go through some first half stats. Offensively, for the Palomar Comets, 45 plays for 241 yards. Time of possession, a little over 19 minutes.
Run game, run game, run game.
Chris Bosch, 23 carries for $146, 3 rushing touchdowns. For the Jaguars, 24 plays for 139. Time of possession, 10 minutes. We have a return, partner. Here we go. Yoakley at the end zone. Has a lane. Crosses the 30. We have a flag.
And the white hat's going to bring it back.
Of course, Whitecap is.
He's been
He has
a big factor in this game.
personal vendetta against Coach
and that's
Rodriguez.
Going away, but
Listen to the excitement, though.
if it would have stood up, they would have had the ball on the other team's territory. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, he's been way too much of a factor in this game.
The best officials are the ones you never talk about, right? The ones that go just behind the scenes and
Yeah, you call what's obvious, and you call things at the point of attack, and things that will alter the game, but you don't become the game, and you don't personally alter the game.
that is 2 huge special team flags thrown by the head official. Some other stats to mention. Chris Fuel, first half, 10 tackles. Not really a stat you want to have after the offense from Palomar ran 45 plays. Chatham 8 of 14 for 80 yards. Underhill 8 of 15
Well, when
for
one guy
a
has
buck 20.
20 plus carries in a half, you probably know
Yeah.
where the ball's at.
Right.
There, that's better.
McGowan
Keep
trips
your
over himself for a short gain. Savion Yokley had a little over 180 yards heading into this game. 3 receptions for 71 yards in that first half. Love to see that. Tyler Becker, 3 receptions for 36. Jefferson had a pair of grabs.
Yeah, they need to get more targets to Yokley and get Jefferson involved.
Jaguars with the ball at their own 11. Underhill, one-on-one.
go.
Jefferson,
Thank you.
back shoulder grab. A great pitch and catch from Underhill to Jefferson.
And no, we're not calling the plays. We're just saying what we should see.
30-yard gain. The biggest of the day for Jefferson.
Yeah, you have big physical receivers on the outside.
And Palomar has shown that
Come up a little limp, a little gimpy.
that they're willing to be aggressive up front and go one-on-one across the board.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying coming in the game. They're very aggressive on defense, but you can get singled up on the corners and the slots.
Jefferson before that grab, 2 receptions for 13 yards. Might be his biggest of the season, 31-yard gain. And a delay game right at the snap.
No, can't do that. In full disclosure, so having coached at Palomar, one of their starting inside linebackers, number 46, Petey Patrick, who I affectionately call PDP, is very physical, but the area he falls short in sometimes is pass coverage. So you got to get him involved in the passing game and not just let him be the physical nature person that he is.
And we don't see Jaden Latua, who had a couple personal foul penalties in that
There you
first
go.
half.
Got to pick on
Becker,
Thank you.
Underhill, under pressure, falling to the ground, completes a pass to Becker for 10 yards, or actually 15 yards for a Southwestern first down.
Okay, they made it seems like they made the adjustment. So again, as I said, you have to attack the Palomar corners, and if you can throw the ball the middle of the field, runs a crosser and one person vertical.
Becker now with 4 grabs for 41 yards.
And especially with the leverage that number 6 is playing. There you go. See?
Play fake.
I got better
Had
throw.
the pass, just rushed the throw.
And they might be setting up a stop and go too, because he's playing in what I call no man's land. He either needs to get closer or needs to back up farther, especially if he's going to play that leverage.
Yeah, and in a situation like that for the quarterback, if you know you're going to throw that hitch, there's no real need to even run the play fake, because it just rushed him through that whole passing series.
Yeah, or you do it like part of your passing motion.
Right. Yeah, because it was 2 separate motions
Yeah.
on that fake
You
run.
get man free here. No, that's not the right route though, but that'll work. But they might be set. I really think they're setting him up for a 9, which is a go route down the sideline or a stop and go.
That was Yokley's 4th grab on the day. Pick up a 4. Corners drop off on the outside.
Yeah, but number 6 plays 5 yards off, and he has his outside foot up, but he's inside leverage. He can't stop a vertical route to the outside, and he hops. Oh,
The
no.
under route to Jefferson.
Oh, you got to catch the ball. And the
Underhill under pressure again on his back.
Yeah, props to Underhill. Stayed in, took the hit. You got to help your quarterback out and make that catch. If you do, it's a first down. Now you got to punt.
We saw a possession earlier in that first half by the Jaguars. Big 3rd down drop, and the punt team comes on.
Have to catch the ball in that situation.
No fair catch. O'Donnell stays on his feet. When you talk about heart
Yeah.
and guts, that's it right there. Running forward with your eyes up in the air, knowing at any point you can get cleaned out.
Yeah, as a punt returner myself, you use your peripheral, and if you think you can catch the ball and take a step, for those of us who do really like to run back the punch, you'll do it. If you don't think you have at least one step, a lot of times you'll fair catch. But I always say any good athlete can run back kicks. It takes a different type of individual to be a solid punt returner. You got to have a little more self-confidence and machismo.
Chris Bosch, 23 carries for $146. He gets the rock to start the second half for the Comets. Average a little over 6.5 yards per carry. Picks up 3. 11:40 and counting here in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is the crucial drive of the game.
Yeah, Jaguars were hoping to pin the Comets after getting into Palomar territory. Palomar has switched fields.
That's a good field by that backer, even though he missed a tackle. That's how you come downhill.
Jack Stahl was first to the ball, and Arath Leva cleaned it up.
Big down here. Got to get off the field.
Actually, that was Peyton Spratt who came down in the box. Third and 6. Jaguars bring 5 off the edge. Chatham eludes the pocket, gets outside, has a lot of space in front.
Yeah, and that's what he can do. That's where he's dangerous. Can't let him escape the pocket and get on the edge.
Jaguars brought the pressure.
Yeah, they brought the pressure, but from the weak side, and he was rolling out the other way. But that's the limitation of a 4 down. If they were in the 3 down, they actually could have brought pressure from both sides and kept them in the pocket.
First down in Jaguar territory. Bosch
That's too much there.
falls forward for a nice gain.
And as their O-line coach is shouting, there you go. That's what I like to see.
I want to say Palomar has gotten into Jaguar territory every possession.
Oh, we played the whole game on Jaguar side of the field for the most part.
And if you didn't hear about time of possession, it's pretty
Double.
much 2-1
Yep.
for the Comets. And that's because Chris Bosch bounces it to the edge inside the 35, picks up another first down.
Yeah, the gap integrity hasn't been very, very solid for the Jaguars.
Under 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Comets first possession here in the second half.
Running right at him
Hall
again.
this time plows forward for another nice gain. Once again, just big chunks on first down opens up the playbook. And
Yeah, they're just basically just running right at him, saying we don't respect you in the interior. It's a good spot to pull it out and go up top.
Hall remains in as a single back, 3 receivers to the far side of the field for Chatham. Hands it off to Hall again off the right side.
Modest gain there.
Chris Fuel, double-digit tackles on the game. Stops Hall at the 35, brings up a 3rd and short. 8:40 and counting.
Yeah, Fuel's going to need that ice bath.
Yeah.
A lot of contact this game.
He's undersized, too, in the middle.
Yeah, the whole
6'1" and a half.
Their whole defense is undersized.
205.
So this is a physical game.
Fuel off the edge is where I like him. Bosch needed 2, picked up 3. That's where Fuel played in high school too. He was an edge rusher.
Yeah, he was dropping in coverage, or 99% of the time he was coming off the edge, squeezing the play.
So and that's
He was a
how difficult is that?
It's
You
a
know,
big
especially when you're under
transition.
right.
It's a big transition. The angles are different. It's almost a different game for you physically. Uh-oh.
Bosch off the right side. Nice hole.
The
Like, where did the responsibilities change?
The upside. Okay, so if you're on the edge, especially in a 4 down, your job is to pretty much keep the ball on your inside shoulder. So you're only playing one side of the field.
Right.
It's like let's say you're like a forward in a 2-3 zone in basketball. Whereas if we move in the middle, the benefit is you can make plays. You can play inside out, and you can make plays going both directions. However, it's more downhill, and it's a lot more physical because things are coming right at you, so to speak. So it's a big transition, especially if you've never done it before, to go from the outside to the inside in college. Now some guys grow into that position. After this play, I have a story for that.
Strong right. Hall back end to the field. Woods in motion. Hall.
There you go. That's good
stood
defense
up
there.
at the line of scrimmage.
So as I mentioned, there's a Palomar player, P.D. Patrick, from La Costa Canyon, who I recruited, but I also recruited his best friend, whose name is Chris Sanchez. Now, when Chris was at Palomar 3 years ago, Chris was like 190, 6'3", 6'2 and a half, about 190, and I put him all over the place. I put him in a slot. I put him at strong safety. I moved him all around. And he asked me, Coach, why are you doing that? And I go, because I think you're eventually going to grow into somebody who can play in the box. I'll wait for the play.
But you're not there at 190. Hall.
Yeah, you're not there
plows
190.
forward inside the 5.
So what I did was I actually made him play in more space. Sometimes he was even the free safety. He was a strong safety, so he got used to seeing the game from all different angles. Long story short, he's 6'3", he's 6'2 and a half, 235, 240 now.
We can work
and
with
he's
that.
a starting inside backer
Yeah.
for Idaho State.
Yeah.
And he's one of the defensive captains. He's one of the best players. So it was a way to teach him the game, thinking on where he would eventually end up.
Hall before this game
There you go.
led the
That's good
team in
defense.
rushing touchdowns and gets stood up at the line of scrimmage once again. Jaguars front 4 doing much better job here in the second half, partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to, like I said from the top, you have to stop the inside run.
You gotta
against
start
Palomar.
there.
You
Yeah.
got to start inside out against Palomar. So the next order of business is shoring up the backside, because the backs, when the hole's not there, they're just bending back to the weak side and they're having openings.
Mayers on for his first field goal attempt.
Second. Remember the first one, he missed it and they called a penalty.
Yeah, I just saw 21 and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, he missed one and they called a penalty, and that's why they end up scoring.
Whoa.
So there's been twice that
Technically his first attempt.
Yeah, that went in the books.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can always rely on you to keep me on my toes, partner. That's why I keep you around. 24-3. Jaguars small victory on the defensive side.
Yeah,
Stopping the Comets inside.
it's still a 3-score game. They were still going to need 3 touchdowns anyways, and they still need 3 touchdowns to get back into it.
.5:16 remaining in the third. This will be the second offensive possession for the Jaguars. Picked up a couple first downs on that first possession. It's stalled inside the Comets territory. That's a boot.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. Well, after seeing that return,
Yeah,
I think Palomar had a different way of going about that.
yeah,
Not
but
going to give them an opportunity.
when even though it was called back, when you do run a return and you get a 60-yard return, it might behoove you to, maybe return those balls.
Jaguars' second offensive possession starts at the 25.
And I think that the Palomar saw what I saw, and they've made a change at corner. So number 2's come in for number 6.
Brown in motion. They're going to hand it off. Off the left side. Ball's loose.
Uh-oh.
And Isaiah Dixon recovers. McGowan Coughed up the ball. Isaiah Dixon recovers at the Jaguar 27.
Yeah, the way he reacted, it looked like he got poked in the eye and let the ball go. Gotta have ball security.
Is that the first turnover for the Jaguars?
Yes. Bad time for it, though.
Yeah.
Bad time, bad position.
There's never a good time for it,
But
but
it's even worse when
yeah.
it's in this situation.
Bosch off the right side. Arath Leva on the tackle. Under 5 minutes remaining.
Hey, do it again, fellas.
You don't hear too many players from a Fallbrook program, huh? But Bosch really doing a good job here today.
Yeah, well,
It's
he's
nice to see.
giving a good showing for his alma mater. I mean, he's closing in on a 200-yard rushing game.
He had 146 in the first half. Christian Hall back onto the field, replacing Bosch on a 3rd and short. Quincy Heron in the slot for Palomar. Chatham will hand it off to Hall. He'll fall forward close to the first down marker. Comets needed 4. They picked up
Yeah, and
half of that.
they're going for the knockout blow here.
They could smell blood in the water.
He's notorious for a long count, trying to draw him offside first, though. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does a couple claps. Nope, just going to run right at him. They got him stuffed initially.
They got him at the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Oh, it depends
He
on
fell
the spot.
forward. We'll see at the spot, but it looks like he's short. A great defensive stand by the Jaguars defense.
All right, so kudos to them. So, for those of us who have watched multiple Jaguars games in the past, especially after that quick change, they had a tendency to just kind of wilt a little bit. And for them defensively, they're playing a really good second half defensively.
They are.
You have to give credit where credit is due. So now it's time for the offense to respond here. It's literally now or never because there's only 18 more minutes left in the game.
We are close to getting near 4-down territory.
Yep.
On anything 4th
There
and
you
short.
go. There's a crosser.
There's a wheel route.
Yeah.
Underhill didn't like what he saw. He'll tuck and run.
Yeah.
Gets brought down from behind. And Underhill makes something out of nothing on 1st down.
Yeah, but again, by attacking them vertically, it opens up the defense. And, yeah, even though he took off running, that's 6 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, opens up some
as
lanes for
opposed
Underhill
to
as well.
2nd and 8, It's a much more manageable down.
Yeah, when you're down 21, teams will often stay away from the run game and abandon it. But when you're only averaging 2 yards per pop, Xavier Cruz to the outside gets
Xavier
brought down for a loss.
Gotta go downhill. This would have been a really valuable game. The loss of Jaheim Williams to the offense was a big blow for them, especially playing this defense.
Yeah, he was their leading rusher heading into today's game.
Yeah, he's the most explosive guy.
3 receivers to the far side of the field for Underhill.
You're going to get single coverage up top, but let's see how they play it. Keeping the back end to protect. There you go.
Underhill.
Thank you.
Far
Finally.
side
Thank
to
you.
Becker at the 40.
Thank you.
Keeps his feet.
Quarterback's down.
Underhill has been under pressure all game.
Yeah, so again, whenever you get trips, you get single coverage on to the single cut side. They finally attacked that backside corner.
27-yard gain. And Becker,
Yeah, that was close to being late, too.
he's having his best game of the season. Now with 5 grabs for close to 70 yards. Big third down conversion before that. Jags were 1 of 7 on third down.
Screen, good call.
There it is.
Oh!
Cruz with blockers in front.
Oh, it was set up perfectly. He might have scored on the play.
He had a good opportunity. That was
Oh, no. Come on, Xavier. Great play call. Right timing for that, too.
there's both offensively and defensively. When you go back in the film, you always look at a couple plays, and that's one of them right there where
Yeah. It's
a lot of green
either you do or you
in
don't.
front of him. Had some blockers in front as well. Underhill rolls left. Hits Jefferson in Comet territory.
That's a mismatch. They need to exploit that one. And again, as I said before, Joe Early, they run what they run. They're gonna get, when it's man coverage with them.
7-on-7. It's Josiah Jefferson versus Tucker. And Jefferson has gotten the best of Tucker here in the second half. The reception brings up a 3rd and short. Under a minute remaining in the third.
Gonna get a stun here from the D-line. There you go.
Palomar brings 4.
They didn't get the adjustment.
4 down territory. Kicker comes on. Head coach. No. They are going to bring the punt team on.
Now you gotta go for it here.
Yeah.
There's no reason. No reason.
We tried this before on the last offensive possession. 4th and short. Comets drive down, kick a field goal.
Yeah, there's no reason. This is junior college football. There's no reason not to go for it here unless you're about to run a fake. But
yeah, at
they're
that
probably
point,
ready for
they're
a fake.
playing
You might
safe.
as well run offensive play.
Palomar wants you to punt the ball right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, coach. Go for it.
Yeah.
But don't call a timeout and then punt the ball.
Oh, no. And we have seen that. Best play call right here. What do you think Coach Early's going to do on the defensive side?
Gonna bring the heat.
He's going to bring it.
He's gonna bring it. They're gonna run a stunt with the D-line and then they're gonna play man. They run a lot of what we call nut and ton. So sometimes the tackle goes first, the end wraps around, or vice versa. So let's see, straight press man. There it is.
Palomar brings it.
Keep it. There you go.
Underhill with a lot of space, tucks and runs, gets to the 35, and the 4th down conversion for the Jaguars. Big 13-yard gain from Underhill, his biggest of the night on the ground.
Yeah, and that's you got a mobile quarterback, you got to utilize him.
Palomar is bringing the pressure up the middle. 14-yard gain brings up a 1st and 10 at the Comets 34. Underhill has
Good
time.
protection.
Hits his receiver inside the 30. Makes a couple defenders miss, and another big gain through the air for the Jaguars.
So the irony with Palomar does play pretty solid defense, but the times they have trouble is when they play teams that have guys too, because you know what they're going to do. So you know what you're going to face, and if you get a mismatch and if the protection holds up, that's when they sometimes have trouble, because it's sound, but it's very predictable on defense.
Nicholas Klein, his biggest reception on the season, goes for 20, and that will end third quarter action here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. We're going to stay here, partner.
So I'm saying the obvious here. They have to score a touchdown here.
Yeah, 4 down territory. Field goal does us no good right
No
here.
good. It still would be a 3-score
Right.
game. You have to score 3 touchdowns.
I mean, that's about as many possessions as you're going to get to end this game, 2 or 3.
Exactly. But the defense is actually
The
kept the
defense
game.
has given them the life,
Yeah.
and the offense has responded as well.
but they need to respond with
That might have been,
touchdown.
even though they, scoring-wise, 3-0 in favor of the Palomar, that might have been one of the better quarters we've seen from Palomar this season.
and that was competitive, and they had a plan and they had an identity. Defense stepped up. Offense, you are what you are, so get the most out of what you are.
A first down and 10 at the Comet 14. Underhill. The delay. To Cruz.
Oh,
The
no.
ball's loose. Scooped up by the Jags. Looks like Underhill got back into it, and he got drilled.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
You talk about ice bath. He's going to be right there next
they
to
need
Fuel.
He's probably not gonna practice till Tuesday or Wednesday for this upcoming game. Get that man some time off.
It's unfortunate because Cruz has been waiting for his time to shine all season long, and we know he's a good player.
Yeah, true. But when you haven't played,
Right.
this is still his first games, and everybody else has played a whole season of college
It's
football.
a great point. Great point. 2nd and 16. Press coverage on the outside.
Got him. Holding. He's holding him.
Jefferson.
Oh, so
That's the
so
one-on-one coverage they've been attacking.
yeah. So I don't know what again. I'm okay with the no flag if they didn't call flags on the other plays like that. I mean, I'm a defensive coach and player at heart. Yeah, I like the hand fighting, but in this game, I don't know what defensive holding and pass interference is. There's no consistency.
Underhill was on his back again. Yeah, when Palomar brings the pressure, they go press across the. I mean,
Yeah.
they make you throw it over
It's
the
either
top.
man free or 0 if you motion. And everybody press across the board, and you get a stunt with the line. So they're bringing it.
Palomar brings 3, drops 8.
Got him.
Underhill up the
Oh,
seam.
yeah,
Tucker
blasted
was there
again.
in coverage. Underhill again.
Help your quarterback up, man.
I think he's telling his line to give him a second.
Yeah, his ribs are.
Yeah, he's been exposed on the last 3 or 4 plays.
And they're getting full hit. They're getting the hits that if you do that to Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, you're definitely getting a flag. If you do that to Patrick Mahomes, you might get fined and kicked out of the league if you hit them. the way
Did
they're
you
hitting this
stay
guy.
on the quarterback? Did he drive him into the ground? I was following the ball.
Yeah, he got all of them, which is different. I truth be told, I literally despise all those
I would imagine.
don't hit the quarterback stuff and defenseless receiver. So full disclosure, my whole thing, there's no such thing as a defenseless receiver to me. My retort is have the quarterback throw a better ball. You can't be responsible for the receiver and the quarterback. You putting the onus on the defense. It's already hard to play defense.
So I know we were talking 4-down territory, but on 4th and 16 and your quarterback is taking a beating on the last 3 plays.
Yeah, you might not have a quarterback that you feel comfortable to do a 4th and 16. So I get it.
Cuevas Ibarra had
Still
an
need 3
11-yard
scores though,
or
no matter what.
21-yard field goal in the first half. This one
And it
from
is
37.
good.
Cuevas Ibarra 2 for 2 on the game.
Still need 3 scores though.
Brings the deficit to 18. But at the very least now, touchdown, a couple 2-point conversions, and you're within a field goal range. But
Yep.
you got to get those touchdowns first.
Yeah, you got to get off the field quickly. And you got to think that Palomar's going to try to run the ball and eat up the clock and matriculate the ball down the field.
Jaguars defense has definitely played much better here in the third quarter against the run.
Way, way, way better. So I'm looking at this nice weather, and I'm just kind of dreading because as soon as I leave here, I got to jump in the car and drive to Marietta because my 13U team is in the championship. And I'm just thinking when the sun goes down, it's going to be a little bit colder up
Nice
there.
and crisp. Clear skies always provide the coldest nights.
Yeah, about 40, 45.
Ball brought in at the 5. Oh, and Sky
Yeah,
Donald
close.
had a lane, just got tripped up.
Yeah, that was close. So that's why you run back the kickoffs, because not all the Jaguars ran down full speed. So there were lanes open, and if it wasn't for that open field tackle, he might just be getting to the end zone right now.
Sky Donald had over 400 receiving yards on the kickoff this season. When the Comets need an explosive play, they rely on Donald. Averages 15 yards per grab. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. Chris Bosch and Tate Reed in motion. Reed will get the quick pitch. And the completion.
Yeah, not bad, but if they set the edge a little bit better, that would have been 2 to 3 yards less. So they ran that play just to loosen them up a little bit. Now they're going to come back inside, or they're going to pull it out and throw it.
After a gain of
There
5,
it is.
bringing up a 2nd and 5, Bosch changes directions.
Keep in mind I have special insight because I practice against this offense every day for a season. And pretty much tell you what the exact play that's coming.
Peyton Spratt came inside the box to make the tackle from the safety position. Big 3rd down coming up in the first half. The Comets were 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversion.
If they're going to have Chatham pull it, this will be a good time for it. Oh, just running
Bosch,
right at him. Good
up the
defensive
gut.
stand. No, he didn't get there.
Needed 3, got 2 to bring up a 4th and 1.
They'll punt here. 100% they'll punt.
But also in this situation, watch for the fake.
Yeah, well, they might long count it as well.
Line drive kick.
Oh, you got to catch that in the air.
Bounce at the 25. Yoakley with momentum. They were playing safe. Nobody was blocking.
Yeah. Once
Again, the Southwestern defense doing their job in the second half.
Yeah, so the irony is, I'm going to say a couple plays. I'm not going to say calls. A couple plays. This is from being a very close competitive game. Because you remember on that block punt that was called a penalty.
That would have been 14 to 10.
They scored on that play. And
Yeah,
then the
so
Jaguars,
that's-
and then Palomar ended up scoring.
Call that a 14-point swing.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a one-score game if you woulda, coulda, shoulda. You have to play what is and not what it could have been. But just pointing that out.
Cruz.
There you go.
Nice sidestep.
There.
Gets a lane.
There.
Plows through a defender in open space.
So that's how he needs to run downhill, so he can get an open field and use his speed.
And you've mentioned that more. He's more of a downhill runner than bouncing it.
But he hasn't played. So in high school, he was in an offense where he was kind of the wing, so he's not used to running downhill. So he had a tendency to run to the sideline. So I've actually personally talked to him, saying, hey, man, you got to run downhill in college. That's what your strength is. You're fast. You're a sprinter. Put your foot in the ground and go downhill.
I mean, we saw the quickness, too, to run through that defender, stop his feet, and keep his feet moving.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. You got to get a better throw than that.
Yeah, the receiver was open.
Yeah. And as he got him all bent up.
Josiah Jefferson, the intended receiver, gets back up. 11:07 on the clock. Riverside in a battle with Mesa right now. Mesa traveled to take on the Tigers, and last time I saw it was 40-27 Riverside.
Yeah, sometimes with Riverside, I don't want to call them front runners, but I'm gonna say if you let them get ahead, it snowballs. But if you're competitive, it's gonna be a shootout. And what I mean by that, if you're competitive early, and you score and you take the initial shock of playing them, then the game might be 42-38. But if you let them run out on you, it usually snowballs and they usually just destroy teams.
When it comes to the Southern Conference, I mean, they are the front runner. They have been for,
they're good every year.
Yeah.
But they have a consistent program. They have a lot of turnover, but their turnover is a little different because they usually have guys that are there, might be there for 2 seasons, so they groom them. The next group, and it's a promise because you know you're going to get a scholarship out of there. So guys go there, they might sit for that first year. Second year, they get a good scholarship, and then the next guys are ready to step in and play, so they just keep reloading.
Yeah, there's definitely something to say for being good every year, not having really any setbacks.
Yeah, they're
especially at the junior college level because there's so much transition.
They're always competitive.
Ball at the Jaguars, 47, 11:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10. The drag route to Klein and a gain of 12.
Okay, so as you viewers will remember, I said the way to attack Palomar is you got to go at the corners and you have to throw the ball over the middle of the field. And the Jaguars are starting to figure out, although a little bit late.
That was Klein's second reception, both for first downs here in the second half. Underhill rolls right.
Got him.
Has
touchdown.
a receiver, Yoakley, at the 10.
Right back in it.
Jaguars with the 41-yard touchdown. Condor Underhill to Savion Yoakley. And Jaguars will be going for 2.
Get the quarterback, get the mobile quarterback on the move and go vertical.
Yoakley now with over 100 yards on the game. He had 180 heading into tonight's contest.
Yeah, he has to have a lot more targets.
Big 2-point conversion to bring it within a touchdown and a field goal.
Right in the middle, right open. Yeah, see? Right back in it.
Yoakley again.
Right back in it. All right, that's what we like to see.
Jaguars down 10 with 10:29 remaining in the fourth quarter. They have all the momentum now, partner.
Yep. Plenty of time left to play.
Only downfall right now, Jaguars on the scoreboards. Only 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, that could come back to haunt them. Oh, so there are people here. See, you got the So where we're at in the booth, I can't really. We're so high up that we can't see the crowd.
Except the angle.
Yeah, from the angle, we can see a little bit to the south corner, but we can't see all the people in front of us. So we just wait to hear them, and they're definitely here because they actually woke up.
I think that was the first touchdown for the Jaguars in 3 weeks.
Yikes! Well, they better get a couple more.
First receiving touchdown for Savion Yoakley. Ball brought in at the 10.
See, now they're running down harder. Good coverage. So you could just see the kickoff team actually had energy and everybody ran down with a little more urgency. Wow. So Saddleback came back and defeated Fullerton 33-31. Riverside has put some distance between themselves and San Diego Mesa, leaving Again, see, 47-27. They just score so many points.
Comets offense back onto the field. They only have 3 points through a little over a quarter. Bosch bounces it to the outside, gets to the edge, breaks through that first tackle.
Poor tackling. Good run, though.
And Chris Fuel once again, sideline to sideline. We talked about maybe him being a little undersized, but as far as speed goes and agility for middle linebackers, he's one of the best.
He definitely can run. But again, that's what I was saying. Being in the middle of the field, he can make plays on both sides of the field now.
Gain of 6. About has been Bosch's average for tonight. Bosch up the gut, plows forward.
First down.
And moves the chains on 2 run plays. Bosch comes out limping a bit. Hall will come in to replace him. Coming up on 9 minutes. It looked like there was movement up front.
Yeah, it definitely false started.
This has been a fairly clean game for the most part offensively for the Comets. Their first false start of the game.
True, but this is the time of the game where it gets a little more stressful and guys have a tendency
Yeah,
to,
because up until this point, it's been a pretty free-flowing game for the Comets.
especially when it's been easy and then things tighten up. And that's kind of been their bugaboo during the season as well, is late game problems.
Yeah, starting to face a little bit more resistance. Player in motion. Hall off the right side. Can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Gets a couple of those penalty yards back. 8:40 and counting. Comets are going to take their time. Christian Hall remains in the game after Bosch came out limping. 2nd and 11.
Yeah.
Chatham
They
keeps.
blew that up.
And the Jaguars front
Yeah, they blew that
have
up.
come to play in the second half.
Yeah, so that was the first time all game Chatham was actually trying to pull it, and the back didn't want to let go of the ball. I knew that was coming eventually, but big play here.
3rd and long. Really up until this point, this 3rd long has been more draws or screens for the Comets.
I think they'll get them on the move here, though.
Chatham goes
Deep
deep,
ball.
one-on-one.
Nothing.
And once again, the Jaguars defense holds up.
Yeah, this is game now. All right, right back in it.
It's the best half we've seen from the Jaguars all season. Really, it's been a tale of 2 halves up to this point. It was 21-3 at the half.
Oh, watch out.
It's a decent Comets roll. And the Jaguars will take back over at their own 24. 7:12 remaining in the 4th. Jaden Latua was on the field that last defensive possession for the Comets. He's back on again.
Yeah, so having been at Palomar, I can look over there and I know all the people over there and see body language. I kind of feel bad for they have one of the best athletic directors that you're ever going to find in Dan Lenz. And he's also a football guy. He actually coached pro ball. So, there it is. Oh, just didn't connect.
It was there.
So he was instrumental in getting a stadium on that campus. And the guy works himself to death. So I actually, having coached at Palomar, I have a relationship with some of those people. Me personally, I actually thought Palomar would be better at this point, especially getting a stadium. Like, this was the year that I expected if I would have stayed there that we would have been competing for a championship. So I feel kind of bad for Dan Lenz right now.
Underhill, under pressure.
Oh, wide open. Oh, too late.
Didn't see the receiver downfield.
Yeah.
Ooh, looked like some face mask was.
Yeah, that was a lot going on there.
Was the line judge looking at it? It was right in front of him.
Yeah, so reading body language, I can see. I know the AD Dan Lenz body language is like, nah, not this again. We have to finish these games. We need to. They need to.
Because they were in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
all the way up until this
yeah,
point.
my point being is Southwestern's just trying to start out. Palomar is trying to take the step to the next level, and that's the expectation when you have an athletic director that is really a football guy. He's like, no, this is not the product that we want to put out there.
Big third down, under 7 minutes remaining. Underhill, far side, overthrows his intended receiver.
Yeah.
Once again.
Got to punt here. With 7 minutes, you got to punt.
Yeah. Once again, Underhill picking himself off the ground.
Yeah, that was a bad series for them.
Let's go, boys. Hey, let's go, boys. Get that ball back. All right? Don't give up.
Comets going to look like they're going to get good field position.
Go hit somebody. Go hit number 3. Go hit somebody.
Donald with his heels at the 43. Nice high booming kick.
Good
Donald will bring it in at the 40. Crosses the 50.
Oh, friendly fire there.
Great coverage right there by the Jags.
Yeah.
Chris Fuel on the tackle. Go figure.
Yeah, the return man slid under, and the Chris Fuel got a great hit on his teammate.
Fuel has been all over the place. He had 10 tackles in the first half.
Yeah, he's definitely the Jaguar defensive player of the game.
Coming up close to 20 at this point, I'm sure of it.
Which is, now you can see why they have him playing inside.
Yeah. Palomar will start this possession in Jaguar territory at the 48. Chris Bosch back onto the pitch. Tate Reed in motion. Bosch, the handoff, has a lane.
Good game there.
Is brought down inside the 45.
Yeah, so again, most of the time the motion is just for show, and the ball's going back the other direction. But that's why occasionally they hand it off on that jet and fly to keep you honest. But the Jaguars are the one spot they've played better in the middle, but the weak side is where they're still getting a little being hurt a little bit
on that last tackle. Gain of 4, bringing up a 2nd and 6 under 6 minutes remaining.
Probably going to get play action rollout here if he doesn't hand off the fly. There it is. See, there's the fly now.
Reed gets to the edge.
Good job. Good tackle.
Great pursuit by Jeremiah Jones after a short gain.
Big down here.
3rd and 4.
With 5 minutes left in the game, you need to stand here.
Palomar, I'd say last at least 6 plays have all been run with a little toss to the guy in motion. 3rd and 4.
You get roll out.
Ball at the 42.
Oh, he gave it up. Oh, he's gonna get
Bosch again. 1st down and more inside the 35.
Can't have that. That's a killer there.
Yeah, we mentioned it before a few times. I mean, Jaguars defense have been on the field a lot today. 20 of the 30 minutes in that first half.
Yeah, and that's just confidence in your O-line and your back being able to pick the hole and go downhill.
Bosch had a $146 in that first half. I'd say he's If he's not there, he's
got to be close to 200.
Go, D! Come on, D!
first and 10. Ball at the Jaguars 32.
216.
Make that 220 after the gain of 4. Thank you to our statistician, Chris Davis, for the stats throughout today's game and previous games. Bosch had 499 yards on the season.
Let's go!
He's gotten half of that here today, just about.
Hey, keep that ball back. Let's go, fellas! Let's go! Let's go!
Bosch remains in the game. 2nd and 7.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
And the pass goes incomplete to Quincy Herron.
Yeah, that was actually a good idea from both teams. Jaguars brought pressure. Comets saw something they liked on the outside.
It was the right play for the defense that was shown by the Jaguars.
Right,
Unable
yeah,
to
and
convert.
they made the right play call. They just didn't execute it on offense. Crucial down here. 3rd and 7 with 3:39 to go and only in a 10-point game.
Just on the edge of field goal range for Mayers.
Oh my God!
A
Blown
wide
coverage.
open receiver. They go back to the well to Herron.
He blew the coverage on the crucial down of the game.
The receiver on the outside just ran a fade, cleared it out.
Yeah, now you're going to get 3 run plays. They're going to try to gobble that clock up right now.
Let's go, fellas! Hey, go hit somebody! Let's go, boys!
I think that
Go hit somebody!
7 seconds to
Yeah,
snap
that's
it.
inside
Read in
run.
motion.
That's inside run.
Bosch
Yeah.
gets inside the 20. As we mentioned, you know, that one timeout.
Yeah, that's a killer. Because now they're just going to take their time and run the clock down and run their play. So even if they stop them, they're going to be 4th down with close to a minute left.
You think the timeout's going to be called right after this play, huh?
Yeah, if they stop,
Yeah. I mean,
stop
a
'em-
first down and game's over.
Yeah, if they stop them really short on this play, they're going to immediately call timeout. So, timeout.
And the flag throw.
If it's a face mask.
Yeah, and
that's-
it was thrown right at the point of attack
Yeah, that's
by Fuel.
looking at who called it. That's usually what it's a defensive penalty. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, well, the tough part is all the crucial game-changing calls
Have gone against
have
the
gone
Jags.
against the Jaguars, and I'm not saying that.
No, we're not.
I'm just pointing out that that's how it's worked out.
Right.
I'm not saying there's anything nefarious about it. It's just
Right.
the major ones have all went against them, and it's hard to win when you're a struggling team when those things happen.
Go get it!
So
Go get it, fellas!
with no timeout, the game is essentially over.
Yeah. Well, Jaguars were down 21-3. This would be the first half that they've outscored their opponent. So that's a takeaway.
Yeah. Well, they actually played a good second half.
Yeah.
Like this game, they didn't play this game poorly. It's just the mistakes they made it impossible for them to come out with the victory. And when teams are, again, so Palomar is a little bit more talented, a little bit more physical, but when teams are close and level, the team that plays the cleaner game usually come out victorious. And if you're a little bit, if the other team's a little bit better than you, you have to play your A game and play a clean game to give yourself a chance to win.
Yeah, and you hate to go back to it, but that block punt for a score for the Jags, I mean, that was...
Yeah, that's 14-point turnaround. And if I remember correctly, they end up going down and scoring. So take 7 off, put 7 on.
Yeah.
Different game.
Different ball game. So your job as a defender, hold up the running back and go after the ball.
Yeah, they got to get a turnover.
Bosch off the right side.
Don't let them get... Try to get... Hopefully it goes out of bounds.
Yeah. The Jaguars' last timeout will be called.
Yeah, so they have 3 plays, so that's pretty much a wrap.
So Palomar next week will take on Mesa. Jags will take on Grossmont. Let's start with Palomar. How do you think they'll handle or compete with Mesa?
Mesa's better at this point. However, that game is usually ultra competitive and very, very close. The teams have it's usually a toss-up. I'm obviously going to give Mesa the edge because Mesa is a little bit better. But the weird variable in that is Palomar's wins, they have 2 quality wins. Mesa's wins have come against teams they should beat. So it's very interesting. It's fairly even, but I give a slight edge to Mesa.
Mesa chasing 13 right now, 47-34 to start the 4th against Riverside. Bosch off the right side. Push him outside, push him out of bounds.
Let him run out of bounds. Oh, he stayed on his feet and scored a touchdown.
Bosch had 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. He has 4 in this game. The product out of Fallbrook, our player of the game.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Are there any dissenting votes?
Has all 4 touchdowns. I say he is the man of the day. He's going to be sleeping well tonight.
Well over 200 yards rushing. Yeah, I think he might be the player of the game.
Over 40 rushes on the night. That's, I mean, we talk about workhorse back.
Yeah, he's the player of the game.
Remember the last time you saw a running back have 40 touches in a JUCO game?
JUCO game? Oof, no.
Last high score I remember was like Christian Washington.
Yeah, and the Helix, but that was like
the Lincoln and the modern day.
No, but that was like every game for him.
Yeah.
He was the offense. It was 40-plus touches. And then there was a guy many, many years ago that played at Monte Vista, Darrell Mack, that used to get the ball pretty much every play in some form or fashion.
They won the section with Mac, didn't they? At the Q? That was back in the Q Qualcomm days.
They were a solid team back then. Well, people, that's going to be a wrap for me. I have to do a 70-mile drive for a 6 o'clock kickoff with my 13U in the championship. I'm going to let my colleague here take you to the finish line.
It was great riding shotgun. I think I left you hanging one basketball game. I had to do another game, so
that's all good.
And I left you without a roster. So.
Yeah, I can't. I don't like to talk. I don't have the gift of gab. I'm very shy, and no, I'm just joking.
Here we go.
Oakley
from the 5. At least you can end on this note.
That's right.
Makes the first defender miss.
See?
Gets to the edge. Has a blocker.
Yeah. See?
Crosses the 40. Cuts back. How about that, partner?
Yeah, you might want to let the man run back kickoffs. I'm just saying. And I'm out on that note.
Always much appreciated, Scott. Great return. The return of 40 yards, and there's a player down on the field, far side. We have a official timeout. We're going to take a quick break here as well here on the Cali Photo Sports Network. Yeah. Jaguars back onto the field, 1:29, and a flag before the snap. Comets are going to take the win here today, improve to 4-5 overall and 3-3 in conference play. Jaguars will fall to 1-8. Still looking for that first conference win. They'll get another shot at it next week against Grossmont. Underhill. Oh, no, this is not Underhill. Underhill is officially out of the game. He took a beating. As Ethan Gallegos, the freshman out of St. Joseph Academy. Yeah, kudos to Underhill. He played his best game of this season. He was under duress majority of the game, and he took a lot of big hits. He'll be taking an ice bath next to Fuel and a couple other Jaguar players after a tough loss here today at home. Cruz will get the handoff. Palomar will take on Mesa next week in the battle of the best two teams in San Diego. And it'll be the opposite said for the Jaguars and the Griffins, as Grossmont will come to Devore Stadium to take on the Jaguars. But a lot to take away from for the Jaguars here today. I'm just going to run this clock out. This most likely be the last play of the game for the Jaguars. Cruz gets to the edge, has a block downfield, gets inside the 35. Another nice run for Xavier Cruz, the freshman out of Sweetwater. After that big run, it looks like Jaguars might run one more play. Looks like they'll just one last play for the Jaguars offense. Cruz up the middle. And that'll do it for today's contest. The Comets improved to 4-5 overall, 3-3 in conference play. Jaguars fall to 1-8, still winless, still looking for that first Southern Conference win. Jaguars will get their last attempt next week as they take on the Grossmont Griffins here at home. For my partner Scott Catlin, our producer Pablo Espinal, Tom Borgeson, cameraman Mark Chapman, and our statistician Chris Davis, we thank them all. I'm Bo Furtick signing off. We'll see you next week here at Devore Stadium as the Jaguars will host Grossmont in the season finale. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.